Ladies and gentlemen, listen closely. Every single one of us has a dream inside, something burning, something bigger than the life we are living right now. But here's the truth. Most people never see that dream come alive, not because they don't have the talent, not because they don't have the opportunity, but because they fail to focus. Focus is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, your dream stays a fantasy. With it, your dream becomes inevitable. Think about it. Energy flows where attention goes. If your attention is scattered one day on your dream, the next day on excuses, the next day on distractions, your energy is wasted. But if you lock in, if you channel your energy every single day toward your dream, that's when life shifts. Clarity creates power. This truth is the foundation of every great achievement in history. Think about it. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. You cannot build a building without a blueprint. You cannot reach a destination without knowing where you are going. Yet so many people drift through life without clarity. They have vague wishes, fuzzy goals, half-formed ideas of what they want. And because they never define their dream with precision, they never give themselves the power to achieve it. Clarity is what transforms a daydream into a concrete mission. It is the difference between saying, "I want to be successful," and saying, "I want to create a business that empowers 1 million people to change their lives." The first statement is soft, weak, and undefined. The second is clear, measurable, and powerful. When you gain clarity, your mind begins to organize itself around that vision. The brain is like a heat-seeking missile. It needs a locked-in target. Once you identify the target with absolute certainty, your thoughts, actions, and even your subconscious behavior begin aligning with it. Without clarity, your energy is scattered like sunlight. With clarity, it is concentrated like a laser beam that cuts through steel. That is why clarity creates power. It channels your attention, strengthens your decisions, and eliminates hesitation. Clarity also reduces fear. Many times, people are paralyzed not because they lack ability, but because they are confused. When you do not know what you want, everything feels overwhelming. But once you define your dream with certainty, you know where to place your energy. Fear loses its grip because you are no longer asking, "What should I do?" You already know. All that remains is execution, and every step you take toward a clear dream builds confidence, which fuels even more momentum. But clarity is not something you stumble upon by accident. It requires work. You must ask yourself powerful questions. What do I truly want? What would my life look like if there were no limits? What makes me feel most alive? When you dig deep and strip away society's expectations, other people's opinions, and your own limiting beliefs, you uncover what your heart has been calling you to pursue all along. That is your dream. And when you articulate it with precision, you ignite a power within yourself that is unstoppable. There is another reason clarity creates power. It filters your choices. Life is full of distractions, opportunities, and demands pulling you in 100 directions. Without clarity, you try to say yes to everything and end up going nowhere. But when you are crystal clear about your dream, the filter becomes simple. If it moves you closer to your vision, you say yes. If it does not, you say no, no matter how tempting or convenient. This discipline is what separates high achievers from people who remain stuck in mediocrity. Every yes to your dream is a vote for your future. Every no to distraction strengthens your focus. Clarity also fuels persistence. When the road gets hard, when obstacles arise, when setbacks knock you down, clarity is the force that pulls you back up. Vague goals will never inspire you to push through pain, but a clear dream, vividly imagined and deeply felt, becomes a source of emotional energy. You see it, you feel it, you taste it in your mind, and that vision keeps you moving even when everything around you screams to quit. That is why people with clarity often outlast those with greater talent. Their vision is so clear that quitting is simply not an option. Think about the great inventors, leaders, and visionaries who changed the world. They were not the smartest or luckiest people alive, but they had absolute clarity about what they wanted to create. Thomas Edison was clear about bringing light to the world. Martin Luther King Jr. was clear about his dream of equality. Elon Musk is clear about building a future where humans become multiplanetary. That clarity gave them the power to persist through failure, criticism, and endless challenges. Without clarity, they would have given up long before the dream became real. In your own life, clarity will determine your destiny. If your dream is fuzzy, your results will be fuzzy. If your dream is sharp, your results will be sharp. It is not enough to say, "I want a better life." Define it. What does a better life mean for you? Is it financial freedom? Is it building a business? Is it inspiring others? Is it mastering your health and energy? Be specific. Write it down. Visualize it every single day until it becomes so real in your mind that it feels inevitable. That vision is the fuel that will carry you forward when times are tough. So remember, clarity creates power because it directs your energy, sharpens your focus, reduces your fear, filters your decisions, and fuels your persistence. Without it, you will wander endlessly. With it, you become unstoppable. The choice is yours: live by accident or live by design, and design begins with clarity. Energy flows where attention goes. This principle is one of the most powerful truths of human achievement. Whatever you focus on consistently expands in your life. If you direct your attention toward problems, you will see more problems. If you focus on opportunities, you will notice solutions that were always there but hidden from your awareness. The human brain has an extraordinary ability to filter reality. Out of the millions of pieces of information you could absorb each second, your brain only allows a small fraction to enter your conscious mind. What determines that fraction? Your focus. This is why two people can be in the exact same situation. One sees obstacles while the other sees possibilities. It is not the circumstances that differ, it is the direction of attention. When you give your dream your full attention, it begins to take on more life. You start noticing resources, people, and opportunities that align with your vision. This is not magic, it is psychology. The reticular activating system in your brain acts like a filter, highlighting what matters most to you. If you decide your dream is important, your brain will scan the environment and reveal patterns, ideas, and connections that others overlook. But the opposite is also true. If you spend your energy focusing on doubts, fears, and distractions, your mind will magnify them until they feel overwhelming. This is why discipline of focus is so critical. You must choose where your attention goes, because wherever it goes, your energy will follow. And energy is your most precious resource. You can recover money, you can rebuild relationships, you can restart a career, but you cannot recover wasted energy spent on meaningless distractions. Every time you pour your energy into gossip, negativity, or comparison, you steal it from your dream, and every time you pour it into your vision, you give it momentum and strength. To master focus, you must train your attention like a muscle. Just as the body grows stronger with exercise, your mind grows sharper with practice. Daily rituals such as visualization, journaling, and meditation help you direct energy where it matters. Visualize your dream clearly until you feel it. Write down your goals daily until they are etched into your identity. Guard your environment because your attention is shaped by what you allow around you. The books you read, the people you spend time with, the conversations you engage in, all of them feed your focus. Choose wisely because your dream depends on it. Ultimately, energy flows where attention goes, and your destiny follows the same path. If you want a powerful life, direct your attention toward a powerful vision. If you want a meaningful life, focus on what gives you meaning. Every day you are writing the story of your future with the pen of your attention. Choose to write a story worth living. Eliminating distractions is not just about productivity, it is about freedom. Distractions are silent thieves that rob you of time, energy, and focus. Every moment spent scrolling aimlessly, chasing shallow pleasures, or engaging in things that do not serve your vision is a moment stolen from your dream. Most people fail not because they lack potential, but because they are consumed by distractions that keep them busy without progress. If you want to focus on your dream, you must learn the art of saying no. Distractions often disguise themselves as harmless or even urgent. A phone notification, a friend pulling you into meaningless talk, a sudden urge to check social media. Each one may seem small, but they add up. Over time, they break your concentration and fracture your momentum. Imagine trying to run a marathon while stopping every 5 minutes to chat, snack, or rest. You would never finish. That is what distractions do to your dream. They break the flow of consistent effort needed to achieve something meaningful. The key to eliminating distractions is awareness. You must first recognize what is stealing your focus. Keep track of how you spend your time. Notice the habits and patterns that pull you away from your vision. Once you identify them, create boundaries, turn off unnecessary notifications, design a workspace that removes temptations. Surround yourself with people who respect your goals and hold you accountable. Remember, every distraction you remove is energy you reclaim for your dream. Another layer of distractions comes from within. Doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs are internal distractions that can be louder than external ones. Your mind might tell you, "I'm not ready," or "what if I fail?" These thoughts can derail your focus just as much as a noisy environment. The solution is to train your inner dialogue. Replace doubt with empowering questions. How can I learn? How can I grow stronger? How can I turn this challenge into an opportunity? When you eliminate these mental distractions, you unlock clarity and drive. Eliminating distractions is not about living a rigid life with no joy. It is about alignment. It means aligning your time, energy, and actions with your dream. It means replacing low-value habits with high-value ones. Instead of scrolling for hours, you invest that time in learning a skill. Instead of gossiping, you build relationships that inspire growth. Instead of drifting through life, you live with intention. When you consistently choose alignment over distraction, your dream accelerates. Commitment over motivation is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Motivation is powerful, but it is temporary. It comes in waves, often sparked by emotion, environment, or inspiration. One day you feel unstoppable, the next day you feel lazy and uninspired. If you rely only on motivation, you will move in bursts but never sustain progress. Commitment, on the other hand, is steady. It is the decision to keep going regardless of how you feel. Think of it like a relationship. At the beginning, motivation is like the excitement of falling in love. It feels effortless, thrilling, and full of passion. But lasting relationships are not built on temporary feelings, they are built on commitment. The same is true with your dream. You may start motivated, but you must remain committed when excitement fades. Commitment means you show up even when you are tired. You practice even when results are slow. You keep moving even when setbacks appear. Commitment is what transforms actions into habits. When you commit to daily progress, no matter how small, you build discipline. That discipline eventually becomes automatic, and your dream becomes part of who you are. The athlete who commits to training daily, the writer who commits to writing consistently, the entrepreneur who commits to learning and improving, these are the ones who succeed. Because commitment sustains effort long after motivation has disappeared. The secret to commitment is identity. When you connect your dream to who you are, not just what you do, you eliminate the option of quitting. For example, instead of saying, "I want to run," you say, "I am a runner." Instead of saying, "I want to build a business," you say, "I am an entrepreneur." When commitment becomes part of your identity, it no longer depends on mood or circumstances. It becomes automatic. In the end, motivation may start the fire, but commitment keeps it burning. Motivation is a spark. Commitment is the fuel. Motivation will come and go, but commitment will carry you through storms, setbacks, and challenges. If you want to reach your dream, do not depend on fleeting feelings. Make a decision, lock it in, commit fully. Because when you are truly committed, nothing can stop you. Small wins build big momentum. This is one of the most overlooked principles of success, yet it is the engine that drives long-term achievement. Too many people believe they must make massive leaps to change their lives, so they set enormous goals, get overwhelmed, and quit when progress feels slow. The truth is, greatness is not built in giant leaps. It is built in small, consistent steps that compound over time. Just like a snowball rolling down a hill, small wins gather strength and grow into unstoppable momentum. When you commit to small wins daily, you train your mind to expect progress. Progress creates a sense of achievement, and that feeling fuels motivation to keep going. Think of learning a new skill. At first, you may feel clumsy and uncertain, but every small improvement, every note you play correctly on the piano, every new word you learn in a language, every sale you make in business is proof that growth is happening. Those small wins add up until suddenly you look back and realize how far you have come. Momentum is a powerful force because it makes progress easier over time. In the beginning, effort feels heavy. Starting a workout routine feels exhausting. Writing the first page of a book feels intimidating, but once you rack up small wins, you create rhythm. The heavy effort begins to feel natural, even enjoyable, because progress builds confidence, and confidence is what allows you to tackle bigger challenges. That is why small wins are not small at all. They are the foundation of everything big. The key is to celebrate these wins, no matter how minor they may seem. Too many people dismiss their progress because it does not look dramatic. They ignore the fact that waking up earlier, reading a few pages, or saving a small amount of money consistently are all victories. But when you recognize and celebrate small wins, you train your brain to crave more of them. This is how habits are built. Habits are nothing more than repeated small wins compounded over time until they become part of your identity. Every great achievement in history was a result of small steps multiplied. Athletes who win championships did not get there by one workout. They trained daily, stacking small wins in practice, discipline, and recovery. Entrepreneurs who built empires did not succeed overnight. They started with one idea, one customer, one product, and grew from there. Writers who produced masterpieces did not sit down and create it in one sitting. They wrote consistently, page by page, until the book was finished. Small wins build momentum, and momentum builds greatness. Resilience is the key to focus. Everyone dreams, everyone sets goals, but only those who endure setbacks stay on the path long enough to achieve them. Resilience is the ability to bounce back stronger after challenges. It is the refusal to let failure define you. It is the mindset that no matter how many times you fall, you will rise again with even more determination. Without resilience, focus breaks at the first obstacle. With resilience, focus sharpens with every challenge. Life will always test your commitment to your dream. You will face criticism, rejection, financial struggles, self-doubt, and countless setbacks. Most people interpret these as signs to quit. They believe obstacles mean they are not capable or not meant for success. But resilient people understand the truth. Setbacks are not signals to stop. They are part of the process. Every obstacle carries a lesson that builds strength for the next level. Every failure reveals feedback that points the way forward. Every struggle is shaping you into the kind of person capable of living the dream you seek. Resilience is not about avoiding pain, it is about enduring it with purpose. When you know why your dream matters, the pain becomes bearable. The stronger the vision, the stronger the resilience. This is why people with a clear purpose outlast those who only chase comfort. Comfort weakens focus, but purpose strengthens it. Resilience allows you to look at challenges and say, "This will not break me, it will build me." The most successful people in history were not the ones who had perfect conditions. They were the ones who refused to quit. They treated failure as feedback, rejection as redirection, and pain as fuel. Their resilience kept them focused long enough for their dream to manifest. If you want to achieve your vision, you must adopt the same mindset. Expect setbacks, welcome them as teachers, and stay locked on your dream no matter how hard the storm. Decide that your dream matters enough to endure anything. That decision itself builds resilience, and resilience keeps your focus unshakable. Remember, focus is not just about concentration. It is about staying committed through chaos, and resilience is the muscle that makes this possible. Decisions shape destiny. Every great achievement begins with a decision, not a wish. A decision is a commitment to act, no matter the circumstances. Too many people live their lives waiting for perfect timing, waiting for motivation, waiting for opportunity. They fail to understand that indecision is itself a decision to settle for less. A decision to drift through life without direction. But when you make a real decision, you cut off every other possibility. You create clarity, urgency, and power. The word decision comes from the Latin decidere, which means to cut off. That is what a true decision is, cutting off all other options except the one aligned with your dream. When you decide to lose weight, you cut off the option of staying unhealthy. When you decide to build a business, you cut off the option of settling for mediocrity. When you decide to follow your dream, you cut off the option of living in regret. Decision is the trigger that activates focus, energy, and action. The problem is that most people confuse preferences with decisions. They say, "I'd like to be successful," or "I hope to be wealthy," but these are wishes, not decisions. A decision is when you say, "I will," and back it up with consistent action. Once you decide, your mind finds a way, resources appear, opportunities open, and your creativity awakens. Life begins to reorganize itself around your decision. Decisions also build identity. Every time you decide in alignment with your dream, you reinforce who you are becoming. If you consistently decide to act with courage, you become courageous. If you consistently decide to persist, you become resilient. Over time, your identity aligns with your vision, and success becomes inevitable. But decisions must be made daily, not just once. You must decide every day to show up, to stay disciplined, to stay focused, to move forward. Each decision compounds into momentum, and momentum compounds into results. One powerful decision can change the entire trajectory of your life, but it is the repeated decisions that sustain the journey. In the end, dreams do not become reality because of chance or luck. They become reality because someone made a decision, stayed resilient, built small wins into momentum, and refused to lose focus. Your destiny is waiting, but it is not waiting for conditions to be perfect. It is waiting for you to decide, to commit, and to act. Clarity creates power. Without clarity, life feels confusing, overwhelming, and directionless. But the moment you define exactly what you want, you unlock a force that can move mountains. Clarity is like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see where you are and where you want to go. Too many people wander through life saying things like, "I want to be successful," or "I want to be happy," but those statements are too vague. Success and happiness mean different things to different people. If you do not define what they mean for you, you will chase shadows and never feel satisfied. Clarity sharpens your dream until it becomes specific and measurable. It transforms a wish into a target, and once the target is clear, your brain and energy align to hit it. Clarity gives you focus. The human mind has extraordinary potential, but without direction, that power gets scattered. Think of sunlight. When it is spread out, it warms you, but when it is focused through a magnifying glass, it can ignite fire. That is the power of clarity. It channels your energy into a single direction, making your actions effective and purposeful. With clarity, every decision becomes easier. If an opportunity does not move you closer to your dream, you say no. If it does, you say yes. This filtering system protects you from wasting time on distractions and helps you use your resources wisely. Clarity also fuels resilience. When you know exactly why you are working, setbacks no longer feel like roadblocks, they feel like part of the journey. You can endure temporary pain because you are clear about the bigger picture. Without clarity, every obstacle feels like a reason to quit. But with clarity, every obstacle feels like a lesson that strengthens your resolve. Clarity is not just about seeing your dream, it is about believing in it so strongly that nothing can shake you. Energy flows where attention goes. This principle explains why some people thrive while others remain stuck. Your attention is like a spotlight. Whatever you shine it on grows stronger. If you focus on problems, they expand. If you focus on possibilities, they multiply. Your mind cannot help it. It finds evidence to support whatever you focus on. This is why two people can face the same challenge, and one sees only defeat while the other sees an opportunity to grow. The difference is attention. When you pour your attention into your dream, you direct your life force toward it. You start noticing opportunities that were invisible before. You attract people and resources that align with your vision. This is not magic, it is psychology. The brain's reticular activating system filters reality and highlights what you decide is important. If your dream becomes your primary focus, your brain will organize your thoughts, behaviors, and choices around achieving it. But if you focus on distractions, you will drift further away from your vision. Attention must be guarded like treasure. Every notification, every unnecessary conversation, every negative thought competes for it. If you give your attention away carelessly, your energy gets drained. That is why discipline is essential. You must train your mind to stay fixed on your dream, to redirect itself when it wanders, and to feed energy only into what truly matters. Because wherever attention goes, your life follows. Eliminating distractions is one of the most powerful steps you can take toward your dream. Distractions are not just harmless interruptions, they are silent killers of focus. Each time you allow your mind to drift into things that do not serve your vision, you weaken your progress. Modern life is filled with endless noise, social media, television, gossip, notifications, meaningless obligations. Most people give more time to these distractions than to their own dreams. No wonder they feel stuck. Eliminating distractions is about making choices. You cannot say yes to everything and still expect to achieve greatness. Every yes to a distraction is a no to your dream. That is why you must learn the discipline of saying no. Turn off what does not matter. Walk away from conversations that do not uplift you. Structure your environment to support your focus instead of sabotage it. A clean workspace, a quiet routine, a clear schedule, these small changes remove friction and help you stay aligned with your vision. But distractions are not only external. They also live inside the mind. Doubt, fear, insecurity, and procrastination are inner distractions that rob you of focus. To eliminate them, you must reprogram your thoughts. Replace "what if I fail" with "what can I learn if I try." Replace "I'm not ready" with "every step prepares me more." The stronger your inner focus, the less power external distractions will have over you. Commitment over motivation is another key principle. Motivation is exciting, but it is temporary. It rises and falls with moods, circumstances, and inspiration. If you depend only on motivation, you will quit the moment things get hard. Commitment is different. Commitment is a decision, a contract with yourself that you will keep going regardless of how you feel. It is what keeps you moving when motivation disappears. Commitment means discipline. It means showing up when you are tired, working when you do not feel like it, and pushing forward even when progress is slow. Commitment builds habits, and habits build results. The person who commits daily, even in small steps, will always surpass the person who waits for perfect motivation. Because while motivation comes and goes, commitment endures. The most successful people in the world are not always the most talented. They are the most committed. They decided their dream mattered too much to quit, and that decision carried them through setbacks. Commitment transforms your dream from something you want into something you must have. When you shift from "I'll try" to "I will," everything changes. Small wins build big momentum. Too many people look at their dreams and feel overwhelmed by the size of the mountain they must climb. They want instant success and lose hope when it does not arrive quickly. The truth is, success is rarely a giant leap. It is the result of small, consistent actions. Small wins build confidence, and confidence fuels progress. When you focus on daily victories, waking up earlier, exercising, saving money, making one call, learning one new skill, you create a chain of success. Each small win reinforces the belief that progress is possible. And once you believe progress is possible, you keep going. Over time, these small wins accumulate into massive results. That book gets written page by page. That business grows sale by sale. That athlete improves practice by practice. Momentum is the secret weapon of achievers. In the beginning, progress feels heavy and slow, but with each small win, you build rhythm, and rhythm creates speed. Suddenly, what once felt impossible becomes natural. This is why small wins are not small at all. They are the foundation of every big achievement. Clarity creates power. Without clarity, people drift through life like ships without a compass. carried by the winds of circumstances, opinions, and distractions. They may have ambition, but without a clear destination, ambition becomes frustration. The moment you decide what you truly want, with absolute precision, you ignite a force inside yourself that organizes your thoughts, your energy, and your actions toward that vision. Clarity takes your dream from vague to specific, from blurry to sharp. Instead of saying, "I want success," you define what success means to you. Is it financial freedom? Is it impacting lives? Is it mastering your health? Once clarity is established, your brain works like a GPS. No matter how many detours appear, it recalculates and finds a way back to the destination. Clarity is not something you stumble upon. It requires reflection, honesty, and courage to admit what you really desire, even if it scares you. But once you claim it, clarity fuels confidence, filters your choices, and makes your path undeniable. Energy flows where attention goes. Whatever dominates your attention shapes your destiny. The human mind is like a spotlight. It can shine everywhere, but it only illuminates what you choose to focus on. Focus on problems and they grow larger. Focus on possibilities and they multiply. This principle is why two people in the same situation can have completely different experiences. One sees limitations, the other sees opportunities. When your dream consumes your attention, your brain begins to filter reality in ways that support it. You start noticing opportunities, resources, and connections that were invisible before. This is the reticular activating system at work, aligning your external awareness with your internal priorities. But attention is fragile. In a world filled with endless noise, distractions constantly fight to steal it. That is why guarding your attention is critical. Feed it only with what fuels your vision, because wherever your attention goes, your energy follows, and your life moves in that direction. Eliminating distractions is the discipline of greatness. Distractions may appear small, but they are the silent killers of dreams. Every time you check your phone mindlessly, indulge in gossip, or waste hours on things that don't serve your vision, you pay with pieces of your future. The danger of distractions is that they don't feel dangerous in the moment. They feel comfortable, easy, even entertaining, but over time they erode focus, break momentum, and leave you wondering why your dream feels distant. Eliminating distractions is about more than productivity. It's about alignment. It is the conscious choice to design your environment, your schedule, and your habits so they serve your vision instead of sabotaging it. This means saying no more often than yes. It means setting boundaries with people who pull you off track. It means cleaning up not only your physical space, but also your mental space, replacing doubt with belief, fear with courage, procrastination with discipline. Every distraction eliminated is energy reclaimed for your dream. Commitment over motivation is the difference between wishful thinkers and achievers. Motivation is powerful, but it is inconsistent. Some days you feel fired up, and some days you don't. If your progress depends on motivation, you will stop whenever the feeling fades. Commitment, however, does not care how you feel. Commitment is a decision that once made cannot be undone by temporary moods. It is the inner contract you sign with yourself that says, no matter what, I will keep moving. Commitment turns actions into habits, and habits into results. The athlete who trains daily, the writer who writes consistently, the entrepreneur who keeps building even when results are slow, they succeed not because they are always motivated, but because they are committed. Commitment gives you resilience in storms, persistence in setbacks, and consistency in the long run. When you are committed, you don't ask if you feel like working, you simply show up. And showing up day after day is how dreams transform into reality. Small wins build big momentum. Too often, people paralyze themselves by focusing on the enormity of their dreams. They want to climb the entire mountain in one leap, and when they realize it's impossible, they quit. But progress does not come in leaps, it comes in steps. Each small win is a step forward, and those steps compound into unstoppable momentum. Small wins give you proof that growth is happening. They create confidence, and confidence fuels action. Over time, the cycle of small wins becomes self-sustaining. You act, you win, you gain belief, and belief drives bigger action. This is how habits are formed and how excellence is built. The power of small wins is not in their size, but in their consistency. Writing 1 page a day leads to books. Saving a little money consistently builds wealth. Training regularly creates mastery. The secret is to start small, stay consistent, and let momentum carry you further than motivation ever could. Resilience is the key to focus. Every dream worth chasing will test you. You will face setbacks, criticism, failures, and moments of doubt. Most people interpret these as signs to stop, but resilient people know setbacks are not signals to quit. They are part of the process. Resilience is the ability to rise stronger after every fall, to use failure as feedback instead of defeat. It is the strength to stay locked on your dream even when the path feels impossible. Resilience transforms obstacles into stepping stones. It is not about avoiding pain. It is about enduring it with purpose. When your why is strong, your resilience grows. The stronger your vision, the stronger your ability to suffer temporary pain for permanent change. History is filled with people who succeeded not because they never failed, but because they never stayed down. Resilience keeps your focus alive when others quit. It is the muscle that allows you to stay in the game long enough to win. And without it, focus will always collapse under pressure.